and this is a great event. Being a lifelong Chester resident, 51 years, I never thought, I looked at Covanta as something, it was a monster we could never fight. Well, it's a good fight out here. And to see folks from outside of my city coming to fight for something here, I got to be there for that. And also, Roots for Chester.
I'm out here to represent the voice of our community, so I put up a post earlier this week to see what the feeling was on Covanta, burning trash. We importing trash here from other areas, and to see how the community feels about it. So even if the community cannot physically get out here for whatever reason, some people may overwork, have other jobs, maybe resting, or may just not have that fight in them to get out here in March and stand for it. So I'm out here for that. None of us like the smells that all alongside 291 and throughout our entire city for that matter. Most of us really don't know what the smells are, but we trust the experts that do. So when they come here with the data and the information, and we trust the science, we trust what the research is. And so I'm standing out here for quality living. I'm standing out here for the right to clean air for the city of Chester and for our kids, man. So that's why I'm here. And also we're promoting Stefan Roots for Chester City Council, because we need stronger leaders. We need a stronger vision here in the city of Chester. And I'm here 100% behind that.
Hey, listen, I'm Stefan Roots, candidate for Chester City Council. We're here today to ban the burn. We have an incinerator here in this city. Does it make sense that everybody's trash comes to Chester to be burned? Well, I guess it made sense in 1992 when politicians put it here. Well, today's politicians, the one who reside back here, they really believe this thing should continue on for another 20, 30, 40 years. We don't believe so. So that's what we're gathered here today to handle. We got a bunch of people, and a lot of them from out of town. A lot of them care a lot about people here in Chester. They care that we should not be sucking up these fumes. They care that we should not be having communities that's feeding the monster called the incinerator. Somebody's got to change their minds. If it's not going to be the politicians, it's got to be the people on the street. We saw it all last summer in the protest with George Floyd. This is no different. This is a grassroots effort to save the health and the lives of the people of Chester. Brought to us from people from media, from Haverford, from Philadelphia, from Swarthmore, and a few of our own people. There's so many people here in this town who don't even know what's going on because the people behind us don't want you to know what's going on. So we're bringing attention to what's going on. We're really excited to be gathered here today for that sole purpose, to raise the awareness of a social justice issue, an environmental justice issue. Chester is ground zero. We want you to know about it. We're going to be marching over to the incinerator today to create a scene, because that's the only way it's going to stop, you guys. It's not going to happen from here. It's going to happen here on the streets. So who am I? I'm Stefan Roots, that guy on the poster. They say he looks like Yuki Washington, but I don't believe it. I'm running for Chester City Council for the sole reason that we need a new way of thinking in this building. I'm just one guy. There's 5 of them in there now. One of them has to be replaced. One of them has to come in here and give these guys a new way of thinking, a new way of problem solving. Too many decisions are being made just as they've been made over and over again, year after year after year. Even the guys who are campaigning against me, all they're saying is, hey, vote for me again so we can do the same thing again. People in this community don't want the same thing again, and they're going to prove it to you on May 18th when they vote for Stefan Roots for City Council. Just go and look for rootsforchester.com. You can see all about me. It's the Roots for Chester movement. Join the movement. That guy right there who looks like Yuki.
Welcome, everybody. I am Celine Mayfield. I'm the chair of Chester Residents Concerned with Quality Living. We're out here today and we thank you for coming to our Environmental Justice Day. We don't really celebrate Earth Day because To us, it's not Earth Day until we can breathe cleanly. So we are asking for justice for this community that is suffering under environmental racism. We appreciate all of you. We thank you all for coming out. At this time, I'm going to turn this over to Mike Ewell and let him say a couple of words.
Hi everyone. Thanks for coming out. This is a great turnout. Excited to see everyone. So, my name is Mike Ewell. I'm the Executive Director of Energy Justice Network. We're a national group in Philadelphia. I've been working with Celine since 1994 and fighting environmental racism here in Chester. We have had more victories in Chester than anywhere I've worked in the country that I can name. So many polluters that have been prevented, many more that have been shut down once they were built here. It is a huge amount of resistance that this community has put forward, and yet there's still so much work to do because we still have the largest trash incinerator in the country operating here, taking waste from New York, Philadelphia, Delaware County, Ocean City, Maryland, New Jersey, and sometimes all the way from Canada down to Puerto Rico. Waste comes to Chester. So the biggest incinerator with the fewest pollution control devices of anyone in the country, which they say when they're questioned, oh, it would introduce operational issues and be too costly, even though somehow they managed to afford not 2 control devices, but the typical 4, even 5 in places like Lancaster in the middle of cornfields. So there's definitely something wrong going on here. And having studied this, we know that there is no such thing as a good incinerator. It's not trash to steam, it's not waste to energy, it's trash to toxic ash and toxic air emissions, massive amounts of environmental racism, and that ash still goes to a landfill. It's not zero waste to landfill like the stadium just announced that they're doing. It's still toxic ash going to a landfill that the county has in Berks County. So we know there are a lot of lies, a lot of distortions going on, saying, oh, we're in compliance, we're below our emissions limits. Well, they're still the largest air polluter in Chester. They're the largest air polluter by some measures in the whole county. And they're at least in the top 3 in general for the whole 7-county Philadelphia area. All right? So this is no small thing. We've got county council members and members of the Delaware County Solid Waste Authority saying, well, we think Delcora is more of an issue. We don't know why these people are focusing on this incinerator contract. We think they should focus on Delcora. Well, Delcora needs to be focused on. That's the sewage sludge incinerator a block away from the incinerator. And that's also a problem because they want to double that in size soon, take the other half of the county's shit, literally, sewage and industrial waste, to Chester. But even with that, even how bad they are, Covanta is that much worse, many times worse. Just the third of it that comes from Delaware County is more than what Delaware County or Delcora is putting out. So we need to put these lies to rest. That's what we're going to do.
Hi guys, I'm here mainly for my kids. All of our children have a right to breathe clean air, and it's time that these incinerators stop.
Yes, 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 yes. We need a change in the worst way. Because our local government right now is not responsive to the community. They believe that they can prostitute the health of Chester residents for pennies. And we pay the differ with them. They are very pro-incineration, very pro-Covanta. They don't believe that there are any health effects happening in their own community because of Covanta. So we are trying to help usher in a change. And at this time, I would like to introduce everybody to Stefan Roots, Change for Chester.
My first time on a megaphone. Listen, I was looking around for those people inside the building, hoping that they would come out here today and face you people and tell them their side of the story, but I guess they're busy. But I wasn't too busy to come out here and meet with you.
That's right, that's right, that's right, that's right.
I see people from media in Swarthmore and Philadelphia and Haverford and all around the county. I'm not seeing enough people from Chester here, though, and Philadelphia. You know why? Because you guys are representing us, and we appreciate it. for so many years. The people who live here have been fooled and hoodwinked and given a bill of really bad goods. How could anyone say that it's cool to have an incinerator in town? What's change all about? I'm running for Chester City Government. My name is Stefan Roots. I'm looking to be the next city council person in there. I'm only one of 5. I'm only one of 5, but it's a start. There's a new way of thinking that has to take place in these walls right here. If for no other reason, give me an option to the incinerator, at least one. I can give you several. Can you imagine what it would be like if that incinerator was gone, how valuable that waterfront would be? Maybe $100,000 an acre, maybe $250 an acre, maybe $500,000 an acre. Some people are sitting here worried about, oh, the money. The money that this incinerator brings the city is so valuable, so important, we can't do without it. You know what? That really is true. But if that incinerator is gone, more money would be coming in. There's an option here. We have a choice. I'm so excited that all you guys are here. You know, this morning I was listening to a little music while I was making breakfast. And Marvin Gaye came on. It was Mercy, Mercy Me. And one of the lyrics that popped out to me was, how much more abuse from man can she stand? How much more abuse from mankind, or those men inside that building, can she stand? She, Mother Earth, she, those of us who have to enjoy clean air, clean water. I'm here for a change. I'm Stefan Roots. I've been rocking with Mike and Zulene for years. I've been writing about Covanta for years. I've been told that I'm politicizing this whole thing. Well, if you recall, in 1992, when the incinerator got here, it was politicians who put it here. Let me tell you something. It's not going to be politicians that's going to get it out of here. It's you guys. We need you guys in these streets, showing up like this, letting them know that you care. You care more for the people of Chester than some of the people in Chester care about themselves because they just don't know. We need you guys to help us. We need county to help us. We need places like Media and Nether Providence and who's that other one? Nether Providence and then Swarthmore, who said, no, we don't want to send our trash to Chester no more. That's crazy. That's old. That's done. So thank you guys for coming out. I'm feeling a little some kind of way today.
So my name is Tyler. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I go to Swarthmore. All my Swarthmore people, put your hands up, please. There's folks who are here. We're here. Amen, amen. C4 is following the legacy and the history of other students that have done this work, and we're here to just be a vessel to really like help and support and augment all the work that y'all do. And in essence, we just want people to know that we are holding ourselves accountable. This is not just a situation where it's decisions from higher authorities. We as people have the options and we have the power to make decisions on behalf of what it is that we want to do. And if we do not want to send our trash here, if we do not want to continue to contribute to environmental racism, we have that power. If you believe Black Lives Matter, then you should be here right now. If you believe Black Lives Matter, then you should believe that Black people deserve to breathe clean air, to drink clein water, and to have the right to live and to pursue everything. So we're here to support that in every capacity we can, and we love you.
We love you.
We love you.
Hi, my name is Becky Ferguson. I'm from Delco DSA. We have been supporting Chester residents until the fall of this year. We started getting involved in meetings. And we are fully in support of the zero waste resolutions and those going through county council. And yeah, we're with you every step of the way.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the city of Chester.
That's great.
And I guess I just want to thank people for their support. I am a Chester resident. I'm originally from Philadelphia, moved into Chester in 1996. And I just want to be a part of what's going on here today to ban the burn. Chester residents deserve to breathe just like everybody else. I have grandchildren here. I have a son and a daughter-in-law. And I'm not just speaking for them. I'm speaking for all the children in Chester, because it's not just about me and mine. It's about all the residents here. We need a change, And you know what? We need help, and there's no shame in asking for help. And a person that asks for help is a strong person. So I stand here in my strength today, asking for continued support for Chester. Help us. Thank you.
Sure, my name is Kendall Simmons. I'm with Delco Resist. Here's Carol Kazim, also from Delco Resist. We're just here to support this event. We have our own event coming up later in the day. We have to go out to Harrisburg to discuss educational equity and racial justice in the education system as well. It's all part of the same quality of life and improving a baseline for everybody. Everyone should have decent schools, clean air, clean parks to go visit and play in. No children should be denied the right to have a healthy education and just a good quality of life from start to finish. And that's really why we're out here today, for not just police brutality, but educational equity and environmental justice as well.
Delco and Philadelphia DSA, which is the Democratic Socialists of America, and we are supporting Circle and the community of Chester in fighting against Covanta and the contracts that are killing them here, basically. So, yeah, we're here for y'all. We'll be here for a long time.
Yes, this is Mother Nature, and Mother Nature is grieving over what humans have done. How can we put the pollution in the air, causing our children to have asthma, cancers, cursed with lead poisoning that prevents them from learning? How can we do this to our children? Mother Nature is brokenhearted and here to say, I've given you everything. Will you please take care of me, take care of my children? It's way past time.
I'm representing the Covanta Trash Incinerator.
Okay.
So that's what this supposed to be depicting.
Okay.
And
all right.
He's representing Chester City Council as a buzzard. So speaks for itself. Now the buzzard that's preying upon us, that's poisonous for profit and making money off our deaths and quality of life declining and health declining and stuff like that. So a buzzard, they prey upon the dead, they prey upon the weak, and that's what that represents.
All right, thank you so much. I love it. I love it. Thank you, guys.
No problem.
Been about 22 years now, and I developed asthma when I got here to this region. But notice the air quality here. I'm thinking every morning that I'm coming out of my house that I'm breathing in these terrible fumes from Marcus Hook or Trainer. Didn't really realize that we had it right here in our backyard. Okay, and so I'm here because I need good air quality. It's a matter of life and death for me. In 2019, I almost lost my life due to asthma. And I'm here for a personal reason, because recently our mayor here in the city made a comment about Covanta here. He made a comment that he had 13 grandchildren. He also had all the councilmen there and himself who never he doesn't know anybody that uses an inhaler, you know, and I found that comment very insensitive. You know, he alluded that this was a political movement, but this is a real issue for people like myself. I wanted the mayor to know that not only myself, but many more people who he governed in this city has one of these. And so air quality is important to us. This is not a political movement. It's about life or death in this city. And so I'm here because I need clean quality air. You know, I may have to relocate if we don't do something about this. So that's why I'm here. It's a personal journey for me because I am asthmatic, and I know many more people in this city who is asthmatic, who developed asthma since they've been here. And so that's a real issue that we have to address. And so I'm learning so much today here too, you know, that trash is coming from everywhere. You know, why here? You know, why in my city? You know what I'm saying? And so we want quality air like anybody else, you know. So I'm here to say, get this out of here. You go put it somewhere else. You know, get it out of anybody. And I don't want it to be anybody else's neighborhood. Get it out of all of our neighborhoods, but definitely not here. The last thing we need in this city is trash burning. You know, we got so much trash in the streets of this city. That's a health issue as well. We don't need to add on to the many problems that we have here. And so it's a personal issue for me. All right. So we're going to fight until they shut this thing down and any other thing that is causing our air quality to be poor. It's a matter of life or death for me.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm out of breath because I'm asthmatic. And I can't sleep with my window open. The doctor said don't sleep with my windows open. Yeah, oh, look. I just thank you all.
I can wash my car today. And tomorrow, after that stack has been empty, I'll have a film on my car that looks like sap. That is going into our lungs. That's why we can't open our windows and our doors. Because that chemical, whatever that is going into our lungs. When they built the first plant there in '91, we organized to fight this thing. We knew nothing about it even coming. Our government brokered all of the deals to put this thing here. And now they're still trying to make it one of the biggest trash burning places in the world.
It is. It is. It is.
And it is.
As Zuli said, I'm Corey Long, and I'm not new to the issue, but I'm not as knowledgeable on environmental justice as I would like to be, and I am learning. And I thank you, Zuli, for educating folks like myself. Thank you for Mike Ewald for all the work that you've done in Chester and around this country on this issue. Thank you. One of the reasons why I'm not as knowledgeable on environmental racism is because I've been focused over the last 15 years or so on some of the other issues in the city of Chester. Some of the institutional racism, the systemic racism, the violence issue, the gun issue here, the fact that Chester is only 6% of Delaware County, but it has 75% of all the homicides in Delaware County.
Why?
34,000 residents here. That sits in a county of 565,000 residents, but we have 75% of all the murders and homicides. And so I'm learning that all these things are linked and connected together.
That's right.
The violence, the black on black violence and crime, the poverty, the poor education. It's because it's been allowed to perpetuate here in Chester for so long. So I thank you, all of our allies that come out to rally and support. For some of our residents that don't have to fight in at this stage, to fight for themselves, because they're tired, they're weary, they're beat down. They think nothing's going to change. But you come along and you hold our residents' arms up.
There you go. There you go. Thank you.
The question is, am I my brother's keeper?
Yes, we are.
Right? Am I my sister's keeper?
Yes, we are.
So we thank you. So give yourselves a round of applause.
So my name is Mike Ewall. I'm the Executive Director of Energy Justice Network. We're a national group based in Philadelphia. And one of the member groups that we have is the Chester Residents Concern for Quality Living here in Chester. I've been working as an ally with Zuleen Mayfield since 1994. Been doing more work here in Chester than any other community around the country that I've been helping. And this incinerator here, I live in Philadelphia, and this incinerator burns some of my trash from Philadelphia. Philadelphia contributes almost a third, 31% of what's burned here in the biggest trash incinerator in the country with the fewest pollution controls. 31% is from Philadelphia, another 31% is from here in Delaware County. Those contracts are coming up that steer the waste from Delaware County here, that steer the waste. In 2 years, the contract will come up again in Philadelphia. We fought it a few years ago. We didn't win that time, but we had 41 groups, all the big environmental groups, other groups, Chester residents said, no, don't sign that contract. But Chester's Mayor Kirkland wrote a letter to Philadelphia saying, please send your trash here for another 7 years. And someone else from Chester also wrote, and that was Reverend Horace Strand of the Chester Environmental Partnership, which pretends to be an environmental group, but is funded by Cavanta, the company that runs this incinerator, and has been funded by them since he started that group back around 2005 and 6. In 2006, they signed a deal with Cavanta to get money from them every year. And he sent a letter to Philadelphia, said, please send your trash here. So that corruption is part of why this is here, and is the biggest air polluter in Chester. It is one of the biggest air polluters in the whole Philadelphia 7-county region. It's one of the top 3 polluters, depending on how we measure it. And that is contributing to asthma attacks, to cancers, to COPD. I was just walking here on the march talking to a neighbor on right off of 291. And she's like, oh, I can't march with you the rest of the way. It was like a block away because I have COPD. I can't go closer to it. So this is real. There are houses on this very street here that every window in a row, you see multiple houses in a row saying oxygen in use. Because people have to have oxygen supplemented so they can breathe, living in the shadow of this incinerator. So this is environmental racism. This is what environmental racism looks like. And this is why we are organizing not just Chester residents, but allies throughout the county, in Philadelphia, in the whole region. We have high schoolers in Chester County, in Bucks County. We've got folks in Vermont and Oregon and in State College, Pennsylvania reaching out to us saying, how can I help? Donating money. People in Baltimore and Ocean City, Maryland say, we don't want to send our trash and recyclables, which we're sending too, because they don't even recycle in Ocean City, Maryland, to Chester to be burned. And their contract comes up this year too. That's why we have a boycott campaign in Ocean City, Maryland. You go to boycottoceancitymd.com or look up Boycott Ocean City on Facebook and you'll find us and you'll see every city council member in Ocean City saying, no, I won't recycle. No, we're not going to restart recycling. We're recycling already. We burn our stuff in Chester, which is total BS. So that's why we're organizing. We got so organized. This is the most organized thing I've ever seen. We got meetings almost every day. We got committee meetings pretty much every day of the week. People doing action, doing research, doing communication, doing the Boycott Ocean City campaign. We got a whole student wing called the Campus Coalition Concerning Chester with high schoolers and college students organizing to support this work. So this is a major feature in the environmental justice movement here. The environmental justice movement, a lot of its history is rooted here because the very first case to use the Civil Rights Act to say this is environmental racism, the state giving out permits for polluters like this, is environmental racism. And that went all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court in the 90s. Okay, so this Chester's on the map. This is known by some people said is the worst case of environmental racism in the country. And I don't doubt that for 1 minute, seeing all the other communities I've seen. Rarely are they as bad as this. So I hope people check us out. ChesterResidents.org or bantheburn.org will get you there too. And sign up. There are petitions you can sign. Sign any of them and you'll get plugged into the information loop. We can let you know about meetings and how to get involved because we need to turn the politics around here in Chester. We need to turn the politics around at the county. They're kind of turned around already, but we got to make sure they listen to people this year because they're going to be making a decision this year on whether to keep sending the county's waste here for many more years.